Hey, it's Jenny here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this octagonal face mask, also known as a box mask. I got this pattern from Eigen Crafts and it's really easy to make. It's super comfortable. It has options for if you would like to add an additional filter inside the box of your mask, you can do that. It has a casing here for your nose wire that's removable so you can switch it out. You can also put a layer of Smart Fab inside your mask, so if you want extra filtration in there. And it's just a really great mask. It can be adjusted with a pony bead in the back. If you don't like wearing it over your hair, you can tuck it underneath and then just wear it up over your ears and pull your pony bead in the back to tighten it. So it just gives you some different options comfort wise to make this mask. So let's get to it. So we're going to start off our mask by making our nose casing. Okay, so to make your nose casing, you're going to need a rectangle that measures 2 by 6 inches. You're going to fold in the sides about a 1/2 inch, and then you're going to fold it in half. And then after you've folded it in half, you're going to go to your machine and you're going to stitch along the ends. Okay, so like this. After you've stitched along the ends, you're going to put it in the center of the top of your mask. So if you notice, the top of your mask is wider than the bottom of your mask. So you can just kind of remember that because that's the part that goes over your whole front of your face there. So you're going to take this, lay it centered at the top, and then you're going to be stitching close to the edge all along the bottom there to tack this nose casing down. After you do that, you're going to take your top fabric and you're going to put right sides together. If you are going to add a layer of Smart Fab, I cut my Smart Fab by 5.5 by 8, and then you would lay that down right here and then top stitch around the whole mask. But if you do use Smart Fab, just make sure you don't iron it on hot. So we're going to top stitch around the whole thing 1/4 inch, and we're going to leave a corner open for us to turn right side out. Once you get done doing that, you're going to snip off your corners. Don't cut your stitching. This will just get rid of some of that bulk when you turn your mask. Okay, after you've clipped all your corners, you're going to turn your mask right side out, okay? And then you're going to press it. So just make sure you get all your corners out and then give it a nice press. So I've already done that with this one here. So I've flipped it, I've pressed it, I've turned in my seams here on that open side, and now I'm going to top stitch along the whole mask, but this time I'm going to stay pretty close to the edge. the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our envelope. Okay, so you're going to, at the corners here, you're going to fold up the bottom and you're going to fold down the top. Okay, so you're just going to fold them right there at those corners. And then you'll give it a nice press. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be tacking down our envelope. So this gives your mask that structure to it. See how that's what we're sewing right now. So it gives it that structure. If you don't sew along there, you'll have more of a rounded mask. So this one I did not sew, so you can kind of see the difference. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to your machine, you're gonna sew right kind of a little bit, about an inch into your V. You're gonna go up, across, down, stop, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the bottom. You're gonna go about an inch in, you're gonna go down, across, and then up about an inch. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to be creating our casing for our ties. So you can use lots of different materials. Here in this one I use swimsuit material. You can use t-shirt ties, elastic, whatever you'd like. I'm going to be doing a bead at the top of my mask. So what I'm going to be doing is when I lay my ties down, I'm going to lay them like a U, because here's the top, and then I'm going to fold over the side. So kind of stretch your ties, folded the edge over, and you just want to make sure that you see this triangle when you fold over, that you can still see that triangle. If you can't, then you won't have any place for you to fold up your flaps, okay? So lay your ties out, fold them over. Make sure you can see that V, that triangle within your V. Repeat on the other side. In there nice and tight without sewing over it, so it can still move freely in there. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to be sewing your flaps open. So you're going to sew the top flap open and the bottom flap open, and you just want to make sure that when you sew them open that this part here is parallel with your tie casing, and then you're just going to stitch right down there. Make sure you back stitch at the beginning and the end. Okay, repeat on the other side. Mask is done. So now we're just going to finish the ties. I'm going to be putting a bead in the top. So just take your tie, put your bead through, in the same direction, put your other tie through. And then you're just going to tie a knot in each end. Okay, put your wire in. And there you have it. Nose wire, fully adjustable octagonal mask. See you next time.